Day 2 of the Australasia State Games at Gaelic Park in Melbourne. And with places up for grabs in semi-finals and finals, there was no holding back.
Give it absolutely everything, girls!
Victoria did give it absolutely everything in their group games. This goal against New South Wales, scored by number 14, Siobhan Torpey. But New South Wales proved to be the strongest team today, winning this semi-final against Western Australia, thanks to set-up play from number 12, Australian All-Star Ciara Kinahan from Kilkenny, and great finishing by Crystal Ruddy. The girls in blue will now take on Queensland in Friday's final, after making absolutely sure of victory with a well-taken goal in the last minute. On to ladies football, and Victoria took time out for a photo call, and while they posed for the camera, there was a birthday surprise lined up for Wexford's Jackie Doyle. On the pitch, Western Australia looked very impressive in beating Wellington. Good approach play and a point taken by corner forward Leanne May to book a place in tomorrow's semi-finals. Men's football is at the same stage. Semi-finals on Friday after a competitive day of group games which saw late goals in the contest between New South Wales and Western. Number 15 Niall O'Kane played a 1-2 with Mark Reedy before finishing to the net. And then a penalty from Barry McCann for Western Australia was too little, too late. Next up, Australia against New Zealand, with Wellington taking on and beating South Australia. The long ball approach working for them as Colm Kenny fired to the net. It's worth noting that there's only one Irish player on the South Australian team. Two title favourites met in the last game of the day, Victoria in black hitting the net in the second half against New South Wales. But Victoria were still behind going into the last minute when a well-worked but rather fortunate goal settled the contest. In hurling, there was a 9 a.m. start for New South Wales against Queensland, with the Blues building up an early lead. Watched by Australasian president Seamus Sullivan, Queensland fought to the end. A last-minute effort by David McDonough from Galway batted down just as the final whistle blew. Elsewhere, Western Australia looked to be title contenders. They beat New South Wales with two late frees from Owen Guinan. The most entertaining game of the day came from two All-Australian teams in the minor championship as South Australia beat New South Wales. Nick Leck scored that goal. Aidan Condalls replied by shooting to the corner of the net, and a penalty by Jack Andrews settled it and set up a final tomorrow between South Australia and Victoria. And finally, some other highlights of the day. South Australia were head over heels with their team's performances. But not everyone was as steady on their feet, like the poor umpire in this game. And then there was Etienne from Wellington, who required a change of direction in her game. Bearing down on goals, the wrong goals, a few shouts from the crowd and her teammates did the trick. To be fair, everyone's played a lot of games over the first 2 days, and there's plenty more to come tomorrow and on Saturday.